Pretty much every organization out there, whether it's a tiny startup or a massive global company, is wrestling with one huge question. In a world that feels like it's in constant chaos, how do you build a business that doesn't just survive, but actually thrives? That's what we're breaking down right here.
So, how do you prepare for a future you can't predict? I mean, that's the big one, right? It's the question that keeps leaders tossing and turning at night. If you have no idea what's around the corner, how can you possibly create a strategy that's going to last? Well, the answer isn't about finding a crystal ball. It's about building a foundation of preparation.
And the very first step is just to accept a simple truth. The only thing that's constant anymore is change itself. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, how big your company is, or what your history looks like. You're operating in a state of constant flux. This isn't some temporary storm you just have to wait out. This is the new climate.
Okay, so if constant change is the new normal, what's actually causing all this disruption? What are these waves of change we're all feeling? Let's break down the big forces that are really reshaping our world.
When you dig into it, it really boils down to three powerful currents. First up, you've got technological disruption. Think about things like AI. It's rewriting whole industries, like overnight. Then there's the big shift in what our workforce expects. People want more than just a paycheck now. They want purpose, flexibility. And finally, you have these new demands from all kinds of stakeholders. Customers, communities, they all expect more from the companies they deal with. It's not just about profit anymore. Let's dig into that first one, technology. And really, we're not just talking about getting faster computers or some new software. No, this is about fundamental, deep transformations being driven by things like AI and automation. Stuff that felt like science fiction a few years ago is now just part of the daily grind. It's changing all the rules. Next up, let's talk about people. Because today's employees, they're looking for so much more than a salary. They want to feel a sense of purpose, they want flexibility, they want to grow, and they want to work for a company whose values actually line up with their own. So, attracting and keeping the best people, it's a whole new ballgame compared to even just 5 years ago. And that brings us to the third force. How we even define success is changing. Seriously, it's not enough anymore to just turn a profit. All your stakeholders, from your customers all the way to your investors, they expect you to be ethical, to be sustainable, to be socially responsible. These things aren't just nice to haves anymore. They're totally central to your brand's survival. Okay, so when you look at all these forces together, yeah, it can feel pretty overwhelming. But here's the thing. The answer isn't to try and build bigger walls to block the waves. It's about building a better ship. And that brings us right to the heart of the solution. This strategic imperative we call resilience. I love this quote. It just perfectly nails the mindset shift we all need to make. You have to move away from this reactive, fearful posture and get into a proactive state of preparation. You stop trying to guess what's coming next and instead start building an organization that's ready for anything. So what exactly is organizational resilience? Well, it's not just about bouncing back after a hit, like a spring. It's way more than that. It's about being able to see shifts coming before they even happen, being able to adapt your strategy on the fly, and, this is the cool part, actually finding ways to grow and thrive in the middle of all that chaos. And that really is the key difference, isn't it? It's the difference between being fragile and being adaptable. A fragile company just breaks under pressure, but a resilient one, it bends, it learns, and it actually comes out stronger on the other side. It sees disruption not as some terrifying threat, but as a real opportunity to innovate. So the big question is, how do you actually build this? How do you get resilience into the very DNA of your company? Well, it all starts at the top, with a specific kind of leadership that balances two absolutely critical things. On one hand, you've got to have vision. That's your North Star, right? It's the big where and why that guides everything you do. But vision alone is just a dream. So on the other hand, you need pragmatism. That's the day-to-day how and now. The real actionable steps you take to move forward, to learn, and to adjust as you go. You absolutely need both. One without the other just doesn't work. And putting that balanced approach into action really comes down to three key steps. First, you've got to establish a super clear vision so everyone knows where you're headed. Second, you build adaptable strategies. Think of them more like roadmaps, not rigid railway tracks. And third, and this is huge, you empower your teams. Give them the freedom to execute and innovate on their own. And this is where it all clicks.
When you combine that crystal clear vision with that pragmatic, flexible execution, you're not just reacting to today anymore. You are actively positioning your entire organization for sustainable, long-term growth, no matter what challenges pop up.
So let's quickly recap the playbook for the future. First things first, just accept that constant change is the new normal. Get comfortable with it. Second, make resilience and adaptability part of your culture. Bake it right in. And third, lead with that powerful 1-2 punch of a clear vision balanced with daily grounded pragmatism.
And here's the ultimate payoff. The whole point of this isn't about making the right bets about the future. It's about building an organization that is so strong, so flexible, and so clear on its purpose that it's set up for success in any future that comes its way. So that leaves us with one last really important question to ask yourself. Is your organization built to just react to what happens, always getting knocked around? Or is it intentionally designed to adapt, to actually grow and thrive in a world that never stops moving? The answer to that question? Well, that's going to define your future.